Oh, bitch.
What's up, Drama Alert Nation? It's
Hey,
your host.
how is all of y'all's doing over there in America? I am now for this to celebrate this day, that is today. I will play the U.S. national anthem.
Oh, I gotta stand up.
Is this gonna be like a terrible fucking recorder?
The problem is that like none of you people in the audio that are at the VC with me can actually hear the U.S. national anthem. So you're gonna have to wait for the live stream to happen. Isn't that fun? Oh wait, that's actually. It turns out that's not the correct national anthem of the United States. Okay, here we go. This is it.
Playing Land of Dixie.
I'm sure whatever's playing right now is beautiful.
It is. It really is.
I think Anchor's Away fits America better than their actual anthem. Let's face it, America's national anthem sucks. I mean, there's a reason no one uses the American anthem for like whereas the USSR is constantly.
Oh, he's not playing the national anthem. I caught up on the stream.
Oh, is it Team America?
That's some Europe thing.
Oh, you gotta hurt us like that.
Ah, yes, of course, European.
Those stupid.
No, it's not. No, it's an island in the Atlantic.
You know what? The other day, I got on Amazon a 160 teabag count of Yorkshire Gold tea. And I was gonna drink some of that, but now I think I'm gonna go fucking walk my ass down to the ocean and dump that shit in there.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The true national anthem of the United Colonies of America. Actually, it was just a moment ago when you said I'm going to throw the tea into the ocean. That's the moment where it really just rose, the music. So it's really just... yeah, I've actually today is...
If you've got proper tea bags, they will float.
This time, today, for like the 5th time this month, and it's only the 4th of the month, some German has asked me if I'm English. Not because I was speaking English, but because I was speaking German. Apparently, I have an English accent while speaking German.
Bravo.
It's come full circle. Colonization of the mainland can now commence. We've influenced the rest of the world.
So yeah,
This has been the plan from the beginning.
I'm actually going to celebrate America Day with some distinctly un-American things, such as clean tap water right here, some dark beer that I will drink later, Manchego, and also Norwegian chocolate. So
Well, you know what? I'm gonna sit here with the most American things. I had a burger from Five Guys with a fucking large fry with it, and I have a Coca-Cola orange vanilla. Cause why not just jam more shit into your sugary sodas? And I also have type 2 diabetes. God bless America.
That's the balance that we strike across the pond. It's a beautiful. It's got a certain symmetry to it that usually these things don't have. This is the spirit of intercontinental friendship.
Well, that's probably the most American thing I could pick off.
That's
No,
gay.
is it the no, that's not it. Hold on, I gotta find it. The Denny's commercial.
Let me open this manchego that I got for $3 at the supermarket. Don't know why they call it a deli. It's a fucking soup. They have a salad bar in my local supermarket. There's nothing green in it, ever. It's all just potato salad and pasta salad. And sometimes they just have meatballs. That's in the salad bar. Oh yeah, we can actually violate copyright here. Nobody gives a shit.
Good to know.
Well, everyone violates copyright anyway.
Hold on, gonna go to Pirate Bay real quick.
What's this?
Hey, coffee?
Red, white, and blue pancakes, huh? What do they taste like? America?
I got Kenchi 2 days ago, and it's amazing.
You know, I think we need some American topics. What if Iran were to win in a war?
That
America's
wouldn't
down.
happen.
Wouldn't happen.
Not annex the United States, but completely repel them by making
No.
It couldn't happen.
Loss.
They can't repel nukes.
No,
Exactly.
I don't. Using nukes in a conflict like that would have more repercussions than backing down. Because
Doesn't matter because we'd still win, and that's all that counts.
Don't trade with us, then, cuck.
The funniest
We're
thing
still
about the
winning.
whole Iran situation is that the Pentagon has been wanting to go to Iran for like a long time, and everybody knew that it was eventually going to happen. And oh, look at this! It turns out that there is now circumstances where that will happen because the United States of America is a fucking military junta or some shit.
I just think it's funny. Like,
If you
When
want to
any-
know US foreign policy for the future, look at what the Pentagon wants. And then that's
Yeah,
what's
usually.
gonna happen.
complete
Eventually.
global domination.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna push back on that because they also wanted to nuke China, and I
No,
don't think
that
that's
was
gonna happen.
wrong.
anytime
And you
soon.
are in a trade war with China. Give it another 30 years.
It was one guy that wanted to nuke China. They kicked him
Yeah,
out.
General MacArthur. Wait, is that his
Well,
name?
like,
Tall
Chad.
dude with a pipe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Douglas
it.
MacArthur.
The guy who cucked Japan in that picture, where he stands next to the short-ass emperor.
This
Behold.
manchego is fucking delicious. I actually made watermelon and feta cheese ice cream, gelato. I'm sorry, the other day, and it actually turned out very well. It's got an amazing texture, and the two flavors work together in a way that I really hadn't expected they would. Like I had expected that they would taste good together, but it's just this. I could barely describe how good it. How good it is. Oh boy. So yeah, how have you been on America Day?
Not the best. I'm watching my sister's retarded dog. I don't mean that as like it's a dumb dog. I mean like it's mentally challenged.
An American dog.
Yeah. And she fucking last night apparently two things happened. One, she shit everywhere all over the bathroom.
Your
I had to clean
sister.
that up.
Yeah, your sister.
No, my sister's dog.
Oh.
And also, I don't know how this happened. So she had a leash on her, right? because I guess my sister led her into the bathroom with a leash and just let her in there. And she had wrapped the leash, somehow tying it in a knot around the blanket she had and her leg. And so when I had to wake up in the middle of the night to her like whining because apparently she put her fucking leg in a vice.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've seen her do that like outside on like a post where she'll like tie her like legs up in the leash out there. But to see her do it without it being attached to anything is rather impressive.
I had the other day I was out with 2 dogs. One of them was from Romania and traumatized. The other one, basically a cat. Just sort of hovering around, asking for attention, but when you give it attention, it fucks off.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a funny topic. Has anyone seen that extra credits on Nazis in game?
Oh no!
I have seen parts of it that seem sort of good, but
that ratio.
It might be out of context.
What I think's funny is they seem to think there'll be a queue to wait for playing the Allies. It's like clearly they've never played War Thunder.
Wait, what's it about? Please explain it to me.
They basically say that you shouldn't
they're
have sides in video games without people directly opting in.
The point they're saying is that because in multiplayer games, whenever you're playing as the Nazis, that's normalizing Nazi ideology.
You don't play as the Nazis, you play as the Wehrmacht.
They don't. They said in there 2 things. One, that if you don't explicitly say that this person isn't a Nazi and they're wearing Nazi paraphernalia, they said the Iron Cross was Nazi imagery. By the way,
it's not. It is something that the modern Federal Republic of Germany can give you. It is an order that they give to people.
I found them thinking, oh, you'll be waiting to play Allies because no one will want to play Nazis. It's like, that's where you're wrong, kiddo.
When I go outside and I see like the little like the electric cars that our military uses to fucking zip around town, they all have the Iron Cross on it.
Fucking Nazis. All right, let me give you this ratio. So 261,527 views, 9,600 likes. 62,000 dislikes.
It's frankly dehumanizing to Germans. I do think that it's very important not to dehumanize Nazis, because at the point at which you dehumanize Nazis, you separate them from you to a degree where you think you can never become a Nazi, and that's just incorrect. But the main thing is that you can't dehumanize the German people even at the time, because things are more complex than that. It's not a simple thing, and it's dangerous to believe that it was.
Here's one thing that I don't think most Westerners understand about that time. The whole point of Germans felt threatened by France. France was pushing for Bavaria to go independent, to weaken Germany.
Yeah, but Bavaria pushes for Bavaria to be independent. Frankly, it should be independent. We don't want it.
I'm afraid I simply can't agree, because that would legitimize Scottish independence.
The point in the video they made was not that you shouldn't have like Nazis, because someone on like Twitter even brought up the point of like, what if you were to play a game where you were like a Wehrmacht soldier who was like drafted, and he's like, that would be an interesting concept. Their video was specifically about like multiplayer lobbies
where you join
just
in
a skin
and like,
of Nazis.
Basically it's anti-Call of Duty in CSGO.
They also said the same thing for CSGO with like joining the terrorists.
Terrorists, Wayne.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. Always the guys when I was at the internet cafe and people were playing CSGO. The ones who played the terrorists, they all wore the Palestine headscarves and never ate pork or drank.
And I'm a card-carrying member of ISIS, and for legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah, and like they were also fat Monster Energy drinking fucking basement dwellers. It's a game.
Oh shit! Leave me alone.
Well, it's the same sort of thing though, if you think about it, where the people that dress up in full Crusader while playing Crusader Kings was reclaim the Holy Land.
Okay, I'm just. This is.
I
this
played
is-
Crusader Kings. Now, no, I'm not gonna make that joke.
I didn't listen to that because I saw Uncle Bob's Albanian goat smegma with a naturally formed crust.
Ugh.
Oh.
That is that. To eat a piece of manchego after that, that's disgusting. Holy shit.
Goat dick cheese.
I mean, by that logic, though, playing any sort of game that's fantasy is like pro-monarchy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
am
unless it's not a...
pro-monarchy, but-
That's something that fantasy doesn't really explore as much, is like other ideologies.
Pathfinder does a good job at it. There's
Usually
there's a
it's
demonic dictatorship.
Yeah,
There's
and a holy
there's an
monarch.
America land in Pathfinder. There's a revolutionary France that just is constantly chopping heads off of people.
Nice.
There's in Waterloo.
There's a North Korea in Russia where a man pretends to be a god and everyone just sort of goes along with it because of the
North Korea,
authoritarian
Russia.
nature of the state.
That amount of levels of communism is too much. You would crack the entire planet's.
I don't know if it's communism. It's more like
a pope with power.
I don't think they like they don't like share production with like that sort of like it's not like that.
Well,
It's really just like
not all communism is communism.
that is true.
Not all
So-
democracy is democratic.
So
That's also true.
Oh, like not all communism is the same. It's like a very diverse.
That is true.
Okay, I was told that this was going to be very good. It's called a Troika bar. Apparently, some sort of Norwegian thing. My ex brought me back from vacation there. I should call it just a friend, a good friend of mine. At this point, because I feel like calling her my ex sort of doesn't describe the nature of our relationship. They're actually very good. I have no idea what this is, but it's good. I shouldn't be eating. Actually, I'm.
It's made of ground up.
It's
rat
America
meat.
Day. You're supposed to eat.
Yeah, that's true. That's the excuse I'm using as well.
a glorious image for America Day.
Share it with us, my man.
Freedom.
Is there a joke in here? It's somewhere.
No, man, I'm being genuine.
Oh.
You know, I think that's like
Freedom.
when they were island hopping in World War II.
Well, I mean, I have to say, if I got to choose any of the current contenders for world's #1 superpower, I would always choose the United States.
Yeah.
Like Sealand. Everyone knows Sealand's a great power.
I mean, if I could choose any country, I would make it the Netherlands.
I wonder what the Netherlands would do if you just gave them a massive fuck off military.
A cheese is what they would do.
Expand further into the sea.
I mean, what would happen if you gave complete ultimate control to North Korea?
Not sure that would be a great idea. What's with the other Amerifags around here? Why's no one else joining chat?
I don't know.
Probably
Probably
'cause
because they're out like doing America Day things.
I was actually gonna go to a party today.
So,
But they forgot to plan the party. they had the time and the place, and they told us to go there at that point, and this and this and that. We're gonna be giving out beer that you can purchase. And this is gonna be our venue. The thing is, no one bothered to actually book the venue, which would have been on campus even. So the only thing they would have had to do is, hey, can we have that space at that time? and they would have gone, yeah, you can have that space at that time. None of them applied for the alcohol license, because you can't drink on campus unless you're allowed to. And they also didn't buy the alcohol, so that was a bit of a situation.
Oh, well, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah,
What do you even do when you don't have the alcohol?
that's why I'm not getting strange pussy tonight, but celebrating with my American friends and also Brady.
Strange memes are better than strange pussy.
That is not entirely incorrect.
Pussy isn't even real.
American friends and Brady. The British one.
Yeah, that's what that was about.
I'm running spam in the studio.
I actually
I need to find some patriotic boomer memes. Hold on.
Oh, please do. For those of you who don't know in the chat, Ironfront, one of my big sugar daddies, has found an amazing website. Wait, does he even have a patron rank? He should have like a big patron rank, shouldn't he? Fuck.
I think he left, didn't he? He was taking the sabbatical.
Oh yeah, but like he's been a big patron for a while. He should have had the rank. He'd never get back to me. I'll have to look into this. He found this beautiful Facebook group called Group Where We All Pretend to Be Boomers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it is pure fucking gold. Yeah, I mean, basically this is just me eating and drinking beer. And looking at pictures of planes and weird cars.
American things.
Weird cars with umbrellas, but the umbrellas are the wrong way around.
Memes
That's the
courtesy
little
of cropped boomer images on Twitter.
Car.
Oh yes, please. What?
So what is the deal with the second channel?
What?
Which channel?
I didn't realize that this was on a different channel.
Oh yeah, I made this because every time I used to live stream, I used to do subscribers. And this is basically only for the money people. This is not entertaining. If genuinely, if you are currently a person watching this, why?
Yeah, I don't get you. Go watch.
Like,
go watch
what
Burger's
is
Shadowrun
what
video
is
and
wrong
leave-
with you?
If you're watching this right now, go watch Burger's new Shadowrun video because that's good. This is fucking garbage because we're on it.
Oh, go watch pornography.
should
Genuinely,
chill
what are
for
you
people.
doing here?
People should go play Final Fantasy 14. It's
Go
good.
get some
No, don't
straight
do that.
pussy.
I mean, I'm flattered, right? I'm flattered that you're here and watching, but, like, don't. These Fast Food Thursday streams are just bad. Oh, background noise. That's a very good thing. Yeah, it used to be you could just leave the television running. Nowadays, you need to, like, have, like, a YouTube live stream at some point also. It's much more work. What are these fucking boomer memes? Sure, if you
It's
agree.
from cropped boomer images. So they take boomer memes and they crop off parts of it to make it funny.
That sounds more worth. Come
Oh.
on, America.
I can't wait for the time where we're boomers. Oh, my
yeah,
god.
They're gonna look back on things like fucking Yugon and Knuckles and like
It's going to be the worst. I'm going to feel so terrible about myself at every single moment in time because I very
I
much
already do. So
I really identify with being young and in the know. There's already some, like, young people trends. Like, girls putting glitter in their faces. I
Yeah,
see
what
that all
about
the time on Tinder. And like sometimes outside of clubs, because I don't really go into clubs anymore much, I don't like it. I mean, I do like clubs if you go there with friends, and it's like we're going there to have a good time and dance, not to get pussy. Fucking hate the yeah, the getting dick and pussy culture that happens in clubs. That's why most people go there, and I don't like it. Yeah.
So,
I was saying something. Yeah, they put glitter in their face. That's a new thing now, apparently, that women
That's
do.
not a new thing, Burger. Strippers have been doing that for generations.
Yeah, but I'm not
Ask
talking
grandma
about...
at the strip club by the airport.
I'm talking about, like, non-strippers.
Okay,
if she breathes, she a thought. That's...
people do things that strippers do all the
women are
time.
queens.
Here's my thing...
It's the thing that you sparkly and stand out in the darkness.
Here's my thing about thoughts. What's the problem with them?
That looks like a standard rate group. Thoughts?
I mean, why don't people like thoughts?
I think it's because they avoid tax.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Some of them, some of the Twitch ones do.
You're asking a very
thought on it,
wide-reaching
yeah.
question, Burger. The short answer is because memes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I know the thought
then
hating
there's also-
memes, and they're
there's
pretty
also-
funny. But like,
There's
there
also
seem to be
incels
there
who
seem to
don't
be
like-
people who actually hate them.
There's incels who don't like women, and who if she breathes, she's a thought, right? And we make fun of them by saying that. And then there's also like situations where there's a woman who is promiscuous and unfaithful and unloyal, and that person we deem as a thought.
Yeah.
So it can be an applied insult, but when
I
it's
think
used
we should
generally
bring-
speaking, it's usually
Thought-
as a meme.
I think thought is the new slang for tart.
Yeah,
I
because
like
it's not
the- I used to
1945
be-
anymore.
Like the word slut, but I don't think that applies, right?
She's a dame.
I think slut
She's
is taken as a
abroad.
compliment as some now. That's why we stopped using it.
And it should be, because sluts are fucking heroes.
Is this the prostitute thing again?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's like if I don't like I genuinely do not understand why people hate
I think it is right.
hate
Why
on
is-
women that fuck
Something.
around a lot. But the thing
think-
is, mostly it's other women who hate them.
What I think it is when it comes from men is because even the so-called thoughts even have standards, and they're not in them.
Oh yeah, it's like people. It's like they're not even good enough to get fucked by by the not just the lowest tier of women, but like any woman, because they're Jesus Christ. I think I don't really want to do more of those how to not be a piece of shit videos, because I don't want to become a dating coach for fat neckbeards.
What you should do is like do the reversal, like CGP graded, on like how to maximize like despair.
Yeah, but at that point I would just be the same thing. If liking lollies is pedophilia because they look 12, then liking traps isn't gay because they look like girls.
Wait, what?
That's a very good
interesting
argument
point.
that I
That's a
can't
good
actually
argument.
that I can't actually find any fault with. And traps do have penises, though, is the thing.
What about lolly traps?
It depends. See, my opinion on traps has always been, what about it is attractive to you? Is
Yeah.
it the dick? Because if you're looking at that a feminine penis and you're like, I like that, you might be leaning towards gay a little bit. If you're like, man, this woman looks sexy, and someone says, oh, hey, that's not actually a woman, and you're like, oh, well, I guess it's still appealing. I don't think that's gay, really. I just think
That's
you're
the
aesthetically
thing that
pleased.
I
If someone
like
turned
about,
around to me
like-
and it said that's actually a guy, I'm like, and
For me, it's very often like I see a trap and like, oh, that's a beautiful girl, and then I find out she's a trap, and I'm like, god damn it, I don't like penis. This is such a shame. Yeah.
past the point.
But
Shit,
more
honestly.
power to traps. I think we need a trap president of the European Commission. Jean-Claude Juncker should
Isn't the European Union itself a trap?
she's pretending to be a no. No, because it's a she. Is the European Union a he or a she?
Is it Vaterland or Motherland?
Europa is a she. So
What the fuck is that gun?
that's precisely what I was thinking right at this very second.
It looks like something you'd shoot down Batman's saucer with.
It looks like a giant flag gonna pop out that says bang on it.
I have to disagree with this meme. There's a subtle and nuanced.
Oh yeah, those are all different. They're
yeah,
all
there's
very different.
the differences are subtle and nuanced, but they are definitely there.
Absolutely.
Especially
See, one of them is to show excitement over a thing. One of them is to show the complexity or brain power of a thing, and the other one's to show the classiness of a thing.
exactly that.
If I drop down a Winnie the Pooh meme about like Patrick's ass, that wouldn't make any sense. That's why you use the WWE meme.
Sorry.
Vince McMahon. That's it. I forgot his name for a second.
The big brain thing could be applied to so many dumb retards. It's like when they do something so complicated, it's like clearly they're on the next level, and then they just blow their wings off.
They should make a prequel. I actually thought the prequel was gonna be the Game of Thrones prequel was gonna be about like the war with Ned Stark and the Fat
That's
King.
what the book's. That's what the book's about.
Yeah. So
God forbid they follow the books. Oh my god.
they
You're just gonna
should.
do a prequel of Arya Stark's mother giving her fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh man.
They should.
Nice try, game. You're not
Do
letting
that,
me
and they should have Bessie and her tits there.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to
God
how
bless
HBO is
Bessie
gonna
and her
cast that.
tits.
It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna play a character named Bessie, and we're just gonna have to see your tits. It's very important that we don't have any surprises.
Listen, would you show your tits if you got to be on Game of Thrones?
To be fair, and I know I jumped in a horrendous time then. But I'm pretty sure any prostitute would jump at a chance to show their tits to actually elevate themselves onto like Game of Thrones.
Oh, a lot of
Be
like many of the actresses that show their tits on Game of Thrones are, I think, from porn. The one that played Shay, it was a German pornography actress, I think.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes. There's a lot of like porn
I need to
actresses
find-
that are really good actors.
I need the name.
I don't know
Hold
the
on,
fucking name.
I
No,
gotta
actually,
do
I
some
do know the
research. Hold
name.
on.
I do know. I'm gonna write it in chat. I do know the name. I remember it because I'm like a fucking lexicon. I think that's how you write it. I'm a fucking lexicon.
Lee? Oh my god, it's like
I'm not sure if that's the
stars are
correct
aligning.
spelling. I'm like a lexicon of actors.
Of pornography.
Not even no, like actual legit actors. And in my mind, she's a legit actress because she was in like a legit thing.
Yeah.
Not that pornography isn't legit, but it's a different art form.
I was gonna say, like, isn't pornography actresses still actresses? I mean,
Yeah, it's a, but let's just say it's a different skill set.
But what about lying to say that you slipped on a wet floor at McDonald's? Does that count as artistry? Can you call that person an actress?
that
Definitely.
sounds more like you were drunk.
It's like YouTubers and Twitch streamers. It's two different skill sets, but it's generally the same genre.
And YouTube and TV presenters.
Yeah. Actually, the Manchego
Okay, she's not as attractive in pornography as she is in the show.
Oh no, not at all.
Well, the show had.
I would not. I
spend
don't.
on it.
I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this porn very much.
The
you don't have to deal with makeup
this is
so
one of
much.
the main complaints that I have with pornography, is that very often they just dress them up and they make them like into complete whores, and I just don't
Yes.
find that. It's like, do people find that attractive?
It's
I know, I
the
don't.
porn seems low quality too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's porn. I like the ones where they.
There is some high quality porn out there. Okay, there's some porn with some production value.
Oh, definitely. I'm a huge fan of that kind of porn. But it's the.
You mean hentai?
I like the one where they have classical music playing in the background.
Variations of production quality, because sometimes there's like just the same 2 frames of some people that just go back and forth, right? And that's really shitty. But sometimes it's really well animated.
Indeed, I agree.
I'm glad we can be philosophical about pornography on this fucking show no one's gonna watch.
It's like the porn where they just zoom in on the penetration part, like the dick going in the vagina. That does nothing for me. That's just, what is this?
Who likes? There's got to be someone who likes that. I get that. I get seeing that if it's like a POV shot where you're like the perspective of the man and he looks down there, right?
Yeah.
And then but like, if you're just like, if you're a cameraman and your camera's right up next to the fucking vagina that's being like fucked by some dick, I don't need to see that. It's pan out a bit.
The only thing that's worse than that is if you see it from an angle where you basically, the ball sack blocks the view most of the time and you also see part of the bloke's hairy ass crack.
Isn't that technically gay?
What?
I'm not sure it is.
Is what technically gay?
Like when it all starts zooming in on penis and.
But it is true. It is true that I have seen a lot of men have sex in pornography.
See, this is why I prefer lesbian.
Makes you a cuck. It doesn't make you gay.
You know, anytime someone says, "Is this thing gay?" They really need to clarify what question they're asking, right? Because
I mean, they're asking if it's
the
gay.
person watching it's gay. Is it the act of doing it is gay? Is it the producers of the product being gay?
I mean,
what
yeah,
thing are you asking is gay?
Is making gay porn gay? Because most people who make gay porn aren't gay.
Or is enjoying it gay?
Gay.
These are the questions.
Welcome to Fast Food Thursday. I'll be right back.
Fast Food Thursday, where we rim donuts.
I'm gonna post some more crop and boomer memes because I'm fucking loving these.
Most definitely should, which is exactly why I will.
What the fuck?
A while
is
ago.
that Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, and is that Nigel Farage?
Yeah.
That is Nigel Farage.
Why
yeah.
would these 3 gentlemen be marching in a French Revolution?
Oh, there's also an American flag.
Yes, that American French Revolution that happened.
It's all about the whole vaulting against.
It's the French fries revolution.
Putin, arbiter of freedom.
Damn right.
It's like even better than all the Democrats going, "Oh no, Donald Trump is a Manchurian candidate for Vladimir Putin." Is the fucking conservatives who just suddenly began praising Putin as a democratic genius. Yeah, there's freedom in Russia.
There's freedom in Russia because they murder all the gays.
If you're Orthodox white male, I'm sure you have got nothing to worry about in Russia.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's
all about perspective.
I mean, that's the one time
where you don't have to deal with domestic violence.
That's like the one time where the sides actually properly align. Unlike when, like, the fucking SJW type left wingers ally with the Muslims. That's like, no. That's not how this works. At least, like, the American conservatives and Putin like each other now.
Is like being old America, and old America side with the USSR to crush Nazis. That's why the social justice warriors aren't doing it right.
Oh boy, this is some very intense Gouda.
Oh no, I broke something.
Oh fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh! Ho, ho. Mmm.
You all right there, bro?
Jesus fuck.
This is some good cheese. I'm eating old Gouda.
Oh, okay.
Motherfucker. Mmm. After, this is not good for me. I feel like a 40-year-old having a midnight snack. I'm sorry, Beast. It's the 4th of July. What am I gonna do?
What we try to do
Putin
every
ist
night,
ein
baby.
lupenreiner Demokrat. The former Chancellor of Germany is also a huge Putin fan. I think he's a consultant for Rosneft or something now.
I don't understand why people are fans of Putin.
Oh, he always says that Putin is a perfect Democrat. Oh, everything works democratically in Russia. Big fan of Putin. The guy who was on before Merkel, so.
Oh my god.
I mean, what people don't understand about Russia is the fact that it's not as stable as it looks.
I mean, yeah, it's a constant power struggle, but Putin.
It's not as stable. I thought it looked pretty unstable.
There's power struggles, and then there's the thing called Chechnya.
Yeah, but if Chechnya does their thing, it's not like Russia at large that gets fucked. They're the only actual serious separatist group in Russia.
Well, that's because they're all about that Allah and Al Qaeda and whatnot. Whereas the others are just like, yeah, we won't have corn for a week if we do that. Like, people think London is centralized. Everything that means anything is like Moscow, Russia.
Oh yeah. No, but like Russia has serious like this the moment that Vladimir Putin dies, Russia's gonna there's gonna be some shit happening politically in Russia.
I don't think this man's gonna die. He's got a tiger and a private submarine that he uses as an escape method.
Oh yeah, he probably controls death and not death him. That's true. Boil the milk ahead of time if you want to use it to make cheese, because that's the only way to have it absorb THC.
Honestly, when people say democracy doesn't really work, unless it's a meme, then if you look at the nation's leader, and if it represents the people and their ideologies, whether it's your individual one or not, that's usually when you know whether the system is working. I mean, Britain right now is the government very much represents our system, completely confused and inept right now. It's like on the verge of jumping off a bridge.
Yeah, Britain is in a very interesting political situation right now because
and I think Trump fits America quite well. You know,
he's a brilliant representation of the USA. I would like genuinely if I were to pick the most American president, it would be Trump. It's not the best president that America could have. It's not the president that I would wish for Americans to have, but it's definitely the most American
in
president.
terms of like stereotypes, I would disagree. I would honestly say that Bush is.
Yeah, but Bush can't. Bush can't be president again.
Bush
I know he can't be president
American,
again.
A president in terms of being American for before 9/11. Like post 9/11, that's when Trump came in. Yeah, we're totally doing everything right.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by post 9/11. I would argue that like post 9/11, Bush's approval rating after 9/11 was like 90% because everyone was just like, we gotta band together and be America. Yeah, and Bush was perfect for that role. I mean, he sucks. He's a bad president. So is Trump. But in terms of that ideology, I think right now Trump does sort of capture that like guttural inner beast mentality of America, where we're just fucking like greedy, selfish pieces of shit.
Yeah, he's America's id.
I would disagree about policy, though. I mean, like, policy decisions aren't exactly the most popular.
The real question is how Britain actually responds to whatever crisis follows after all of this. I mean,
With a stiff upper lip.
Will we end up just saying, you know what, democracy is terrible, let's reinstate the monarchy?
I want to go to Edinburgh Fringe next year. And I hope that either you people are still in the EU at that point, or Scotland has left.
Like,
Britain.
if Scotland leaves, the legal repercussions of such a thing would be massive.
Yeah,
I mean, the
but
legal repercussions of Britain leaving are also massive. So
No, like
consequences.
1707, I think it was, Act of Union, and almost every law since then has like gone back to that as like the bedrock. So you remove that keystone, it all falls apart.
Yeah, but they would do it. They would manage with that. The fucking Scottish court system is fucked.
Scotland
anyway.
would. I'm on about England. I actually think England would collapse without Scotland.
I mean, most of the British army is Scottish people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Though I could imagine that you just keep your joint army. There's a British army, and there's an England and a Scotland, and they're both sovereign nations, but they're not really because both of them have the Queen as their head of state.
I mean,
doesn't Canada still technically have the Queen as their head of state?
Oh yeah, as so does Australia, and like half the
New
fucking
Zealand.
world.
Old governments are really weird because they'll have a lot of old shit in them that doesn't make any sense, and everyone's aware it doesn't make any sense, but it's just too complicated and hard to change it.
Yeah, it's
and it doesn't actually affect anything anyways.
Genuinely, I think if there, I even think that there could be like monarchies could exist even if we had like a world government, and then she would just be the queen of all of these places.
United Kingdom of Earth, all led by Her Majesty the Immortal Elizabeth.
Like you just be the. It's like you can be the the Count of Bavaria or whatever, and that's you can still be part of a larger constituents.
Problem with that is if you were to take every single person right now into a massive government and then make them all vote on whether to have monarchies or not, they would vote against because
but that's not how that works though, because that's not how you would set up a world government.
I know, equal representation. Ha!
No. That's not how you set up a world government because it's inefficient and ineffective. You don't just do a centralized world government. That collapses the moment you have it built because you never get to build it.
Confederation.
I actually believe otherwise. I think if you have one Dark Lord ruling over everything, we'll be fine.
I don't think so.
Yeah, somehow I don't find that idea very, good.
Autocracies usually don't, survive very long.
Sauron.
I mean, if it's Sauron, obviously,
Oh, well, yeah, he can, see everything and is all-powerful. That's different.
That's like a surveillance state analogy long before surveillance states were even a thing.
Yeah, basically. I don't know, could he see everything? Or could he only just see what was around the ring?
No, he could see you have sex.
He could see through the Palantir, but the Palantir is horribly unreliable. And
it's like Skype.
There's an analogy in the system itself, like Theoden and the Steward of Gondor are both in very similar situations. The Steward relies on the Palantir, which is just saying, "Nah, man, you're all fucked." Whereas,
fucking, I just want to see I just want to see fucking Arwen have sex. What's the problem here? I just want to do the thing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is Microsoft support. What's your name, sir? I'm fucking Sauron from New Jersey. New Jersey is Mordor. I fucking the thing doesn't work. I can't see the things. I want to watch the ring, but I can't watch the fucking ring because your fucking thing don't work. Yes, sir, are you certain you weren't just trying to watch Arwen having sex?
Listen, what are you talking about? You think I'm a fucking Dark Lord? I'm ruling over thousands of orcs. You think I don't have nothing better to do than watch fucking Arwen have sex with Gandalf?
Yes, sir, but it actually says here in our logs that that's what you were trying to do.
Listen, just make it work. It's very important that I do this. Okay, this is reasons of national security.
Yeah, that's a conversation that was in the books, actually.
You seem to be really into that.
That was from the Tolkien papers that didn't get released.
Yeah, it's in the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Which no one has read, so I can claim this.
I ain't gonna check them into.
You think I'd read a Tolkien book? Things are fucking boring.
If you have like dyslexia, getting through Tolkien books is a pain in the ass.
I've been trying to read Lord of the Rings. It is pretty difficult.
I got a tenth of the way through in secondary school, and I fucking finished it. I was like, no, this is like grinding those.
It's like reading Ulysses or some shit. It's just not written in a way that's appealing to the modern reader. It's very verbose.
If you had enough people and the funding, you could probably make a very decent RPG out of it.
There's a lot of. What are you talking about?
There's a whole MMO.
There's MMOs, there's video games, there's an actual, like, pen and paper.
Literally, D&D was made, like, out of Lord of the Rings, because they wanted to do Lord of the Rings in their tabletop games. And then they're like, hey, now let's try doing that, except we only play one character instead of, like, all of them. Like, instead of doing the Battle of Helm's Deep, let's go play fucking Gimli and whatever and run off and get the ring.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure there is actually a Lord of the Rings RPG.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Third Age.
There's definitely a tabletop war game of it.
Yep. I tried getting that. It's very
They make tabletop games of fucking Elite Dangerous these days. Of course there's gonna be a fucking... Yeah, there is actually.
What do you do? Sit in the game shop for 8 hours, like, trucking, like, a bunch of salt across the fucking solar system? Like,
I don't actually know, but I can imagine that's what happens, yeah.
You go to the bathroom and you come back to the table and your fucking ship pieces just crash into a star because you weren't paying attention.
Oh, that's the moment that the pirates try to get you. I wish I could have that game without the pirates because they're just annoying. Like they come there and then I just do.
See, now you're thinking like a real space trucker. Man, all these space pirates, they're really a bummer on my economy.
No, they're not even a bummer on my economy. They never get to catch me. Because I always evade with the mini game, but like it's annoying. I just want to do space trucking.
It's like Nigerian princes. It's not an issue until someone like fucks up.
Yeah, but no, I have to actively play the game. I can't just like wait for an hour as it flies through the solar system and like jerk off or read something.
What I think's funny is like in all of these like fantasy sci-fis, it's like, oh, space pirates. Space is vast and infinite. I highly doubt that would be an effective way to live.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but so is the fucking ocean.
Why would you not just scan? Yeah, why would you not just scan for fucking ships in the system, and then you go to the ship, and you get it to exit its warp drive. And you say, hey, I have giant fuck-off lasers. If you don't give me all your cargo, I'm going to murder you.
Try being a pirate in the real world as it is. In vast sea. It's like...
Yeah, it works. You'd hang out where the trade routes are.
Is your point
there are literally pirates.
That effective? Yeah, there are pirates exist in the real world now and back in the day, and they will in the future.
Like... They've been getting less and less effective because people.
They've gotten more effective.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? They get out. Okay, back in the day, you used to have to use like a big fucking ship with cannons to like fire at naval vessels.
I know how they do
now
it.
They just show up. Now they just show up on fucking speedboats and steal entire cargo carriers.
Yes, but now that it's like they've started actually being allowed to rearm the cargo carriers when they go through those areas.
Yeah, and so that kind of piracy is going to stop. But when you have space piracy, you have a big advantage that you don't have at sea. You can literally see everywhere. There's no such thing as stealth in space. I can see, oh, there's a ship coming over there, and I can just intercept them on my course. I'm just gonna have to.
Burger, I would disagree with that, Burger, because the distance and the lack of light would mean you couldn't physically see them. You'd have to scan them, and there'd be ways to stealth that.
No, there is no stealth in space. It is impossible to have stealth in space because that's not how physics works. If you have,
what do you mean?
If you have
Burger, if there's no light, how do you find?
There is light everywhere in space. Space is made of fucking light.
What?
Unless you're in the shadow of something, you have light, and the moment you turn on the lights, or you have like
you're in between star systems, it's gonna be dark as shit.
Yeah, but in between star systems, you're gonna have a fucking drive plume that is almost as bright as a fucking star.
What?
Yeah! You have. What do you think you shoot out of your ass when you fly through space? That's not.
You don't.
That's not. Burger, that's not how
Once you got to the velocity, you can shut
No,
off
I'm talking about the
no
real world. I'm not talking about fucking frameshift drives.
No, okay, we're talking about real world. Okay, so that's imagine standing on the other side of a continent with a fucking candle. Imagine the world's flat for a second, and you stand 3,000 miles away from you, which is like nothing in space. Light a lighter. Are you gonna be able to fucking see that?
Yeah, if you have fucking badass computers and telescopes, which spaceships tend to have. There is no stealth in space,
you can't
my
even
man.
see planes flying on a clear day sometimes.
Yeah, with your eyes. You don't look with your eyes in space.
And you know what they do? You use stealth technology to hide from radar.
The only way to hide in space is to hope that you're not seen because they're not looking at where you are.
That's how you fucking hide anywhere.
Yeah, no, but you can't hide behind anything. You can't disguise yourself as anything unless you just you turn off you drive and you go like completely silent running and you don't give off any radiation.
Do you know how the B-2 stealth bomber works?
No.
Yeah, I think you need to learn how that works, because, like, quote-unquote stealth, you've not got true stealth, which is completely invisible, but you can get it so radars and your scanners really find it hard to detect you, and combine that to traveling beyond the speed of light.
No, you don't travel beyond the speed of light. What is this sci-fi shit?
We're talking about, like, fucking, like, intergalactic spaceflight right now. Of course it's sci-fi shit.
You gotta go faster.
You can't go faster than the speed of light!
No, you can change, you can fucking, what's it called? There was that thing that they were talking about
the Alcubierre drive, yeah, it's purely theoretical. Nobody knows if it can actually work.
Yes, but if we're in a situation
This is all theoretical. We're talking about, like, spaceflight.
Yeah, but let's talk about the spaceflight that is within known physics, maybe!
How are you going to fire that gun?
Well, we're talking about theoretical.
How are you going to board that ship without blowing it up?
Even in known physics, right? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have them like scan the next like 3 astronomical units away to see if there's a ship nearby?
No, but there are certain trade routes. That's how they look for ships in the real world. Also,
are we on a sci-fi scenario in which we actually got trade, or right now where we're traveling at sublight and it would not be economical in the first place?
Like, is this across solar systems? Or are we just
this is not. You would never really have trade routes across solar systems because everything you need is in solar systems. You'd have space piracy in system.
What if
when
it's
you have
the kind
interplanetary
of wine
ships?
that they only produce and they have a copyright on? You know, a bit like champagne.
Champagne? I need my fucking Alpha Centauri champagne.
No. You can't have a champagne unless it's in France. That's the rule.
Okay, I need my Alpha Centauri worm juice.
Damn right. Worms.
That was a heated discussion about fucking nothing.
But no, this is true. Like, Burger is right. Stealth in space is not possible. Anything that emits heat is going to put out a blip. The best you can hope for is to try and produce a lot of competing heat sources and hope.
How you supposed to filter like a nearby like small piece of rock from like a fucking spaceship? That's,
Because
like,
the rock
1/1000th
doesn't
of its
emit
size?
heat!
Actually, you don't
Yeah, it
emit
would.
heat in space because the space won't only transfers radiation, and you can lower that and reflect it back into your ship.
You can reduce it, you can never make it and also, do that with, like, humans on board for more than a
I tell you
couple
what,
hours.
you're right.
A couple hours and have fun
You
seeing them
connect
fucking
with
boiled
You can reduce
alive.
it, but not get rid of it. Yeah, but if you reduce, it's kind of like how you hide in real life at night, and people can't see you because it's real dark out.
There's a lot less atmospheric noise in space than than there is in the atmosphere.
Actually,
What?
there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
in
but it's
space.
it's easier to fucking distinguish the things from each other. And because space is so big, it's very
Is that why
difficult to go
they were
into a
able to
crowded
identify what
area.
that serious subject was that came across recently.
What?
Okay, well, the point, Burger, is you don't need to hide forever. You need to hide until you're close enough where your weapons could reach them.
Oh, you don't even. No, look, you don't. You can
Or
just
you're out of
look
their
at the. You can look. You can hide while you're stationary. That's totally possible.
No, the reason why piracy works in the ocean when it does work is because the light canoe is faster than the big ship. In space, it's the other way around.
That is also not necessarily true. If you have more drive power to push a smaller amount of mass,
Yeah, that is true.
you can match speed if you burn more G's. It's gonna be
Yeah,
very
but-
uncomfortable, but it works.
It's like you're gonna rob
Let's
them in
get
5
robots to
seconds.
do our pirating for us.
I mean, when we're dealing with space travel, we're also dealing with robotics, and it's like, how are the space pirates going to avoid the auto turrets?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get some robots because they're gonna have robot space pirates, dude.
Robots, it's like robot.
Fucking
Mutually
space pirates
assured
are gonna be sitting at the
destruction.
ports, the space ports, being with like fucking signs saying that their jobs got replaced by robots.
robot ghost ship.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, like most of those jobs,
We'll work for moonworm juice.
probably space piracy is going to be automated in the future. You're gonna have like some fucking ship from the belt that's gotten some minerals and sent them toward Luna, and then you're gonna have some ship that intercepts them, and none of it is gonna involve any humans. It's just gonna be machines.
Nice.
No, what it is, because
We need Space Andrew Yang to get rid of the space
like
robots
those,
taking our jobs.
Those guys that seem to always get away with it and whatnot, and like these legendary pirates, will be because they're human when everything's automated, but it will be built off an infrastructure that's not allowed to shoot a human.
I mean, yeah.
Because that's the thing,
But
piracy.
then that would actually be a very good argument for having people on ships, because then you'd have humans on the transport ship also, so they could give the command to shoot the other.
Yeah, you probably want that anyways, unless it's like a very long journey that's gonna take a long time.
I
Where
mean,
they gotta do some
coming
automated
from
tasks
the
like seed a planet, but
coming
there's a
from the belt to the sun is like not to Earth is pretty long as far as journeys go, unless we develop like an Epstein drive type shit.
it would be long. But it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like 30 years. It'd be like, I don't know. How long would that take to get from Earth to the
This is the
asteroid?
thing,
belt?
we've
It's
come
like
up with
several
so
months,
many
maybe a
fantasy-
year.
Yeah, like a year, 2, maybe 3.
We've come up with so many fantasy ways to go faster than light. It's like, well, you can either go hyperspace, which is relatively safe and gets there in split seconds or hours, or you warp, where you could end up anywhere, anytime, any place. And be
Yeah, but
good
we're
or
talking
bad.
about the real world here. You could have, of course, built like laser highways, but you can build those between stars also. You can accelerate.
Weren't laser highways like a thing in Cowboy Bebop?
Might be. Like you push on like spaceships with lasers. They have big sails. It's the new age of sail.
Britain will rise again. Let's rebuild the HMS Victory.
That would actually be pretty cool. And you could do that, and if you actually do that right, you could go to like I think, 1/10 of the speed of light, which is like fast as shit.
I mean,
That is pretty fucking
Apparently, in order
fast.
to use weapons in space, they'd have to be somewhat like cannonballs, where you've got like a charge bag that has like air in it, so you actually ignite the explosive.
0.1 C is gonna. That's like when you start like. That's when time dilation becomes like a very large measurable effect on like humans' lifespan.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, we're going to be immortal anyway, so it's not going to matter, but...
Oh. I mean, it might. I mean, like, if you leave and your loved ones haven't seen you.
Oh,
in,
yeah,
like,
that matters.
Yeah, it's
Things
been
move,
a year for you, but 10 years for them. I'm not gonna actually sit here and do the fucking math for it because
I
mean, if you had a tenth of the speed of light, that's actually... I think that would be pretty
and then
reasonable.
come back and it's 100 years later. That'd be funny.
Yeah,
It's
things
like,
would
where
have
have you
changed
been for 100
significantly.
years? I took the car out for a drive.
Yeah, I went to go get cigarettes.
There's
Pluto.
a thing, yeah, there's a thing that I forgot. I forgot what the thing was. I had it a moment ago, but now it's no longer in my brain. Yeah, okay. Nice. Ah. Happy America, says John America.
Happy America.
I love that, that, like, fucking the whole continent is just named after some guy. Like, some Italian guy.
It was something
Shit,
about
America
like
could
a
speak
like
you
a.
that.
What was it about? I think it was. I might be remembering wrong, but wasn't it about some sort of like council that the Pope did that everyone also ignored?
It was Amerigo Vespucci, and I think he got the name because he was mates with someone who named it or some shit. I don't know. I don't actually know how that happened. I knew once, but I have forgotten since.
You know how, like, America has, like, Columbus Day? I think they should rename it to Viking.
Leif Erikson
Happy
Day?
Leif Erikson Day.
Yeah, SpongeBob did that. I don't get Columbus Day. I really don't.
Oh, we discovered this island that wasn't actually needed to be discovered.
We
because people
discovered
already-
not the country that we're in that's celebrating right now. The continent was discovered like 100 years beforehand.
Yeah,
by
but
Europeans, and there were already people living there.
by that logic, the
And
continent was
genocide
discovered.
afterwards.
By that logic, the continent was discovered thousands of years beforehand by Asians who moved there.
Sure.
It's like
Also a good point.
when fucking
Okay,
Columbus.
when you say that, it just gives me a reason to have more weeb shit.
When
still see-
Columbus
okay.
landed,
The difference, though, the difference, Burger, is that it was discovered by Europeans like several hundred years prior to.
yeah, but the
Columbus.
Vikings didn't really have like, strictly speaking, written history type stuff.
No, that's
Like,
true.
Columbus didn't know that there was an America in the way. Nobody fucking knew. Probably not even the Vikings fucking knew. They had, like, the Vinland sagas, which
no,
were
the
mostly...
Vikings didn't know. They knew when they went to Vinland, but they when they first found it, they turned around because they were
Yeah,
looking for Greenland.
all they did in Vinland was build, like, one fucking outpost that they abandoned.
They built a settlement, and then because of a miscommunication with the natives, they got into a fight with them, and a lot of them died, but they beat off the natives, including
It wasn't-
a pregnant woman with a sword and a raging bull, which would have been fucking terrifying to natives to see.
But it wasn't even, like, meant to be a permanent settlement, the whole thing in Vinland. So,
It
like...
was meant-
Columbus didn't know about that shit. Nobody did. I mean, he theorized that there might be some other landmass between.
Well, he theorized the Earth was
Did
smaller
you
because it was
the
a
name
misunderstanding of the units that he was using.
Yeah, but he actually did theorize that there might be another landmass in between here and Asia. That would be possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Columbus was actually a pretty smart guy. And, like, he arrived and he knew instantly that he wasn't in India.
Well,
Yeah.
the myth of Atlantis existed, so the theory of there could be another continent there would be around even for that.
Yeah.
Also, the name Canada is Portuguese for nothing there,
Nice.
because there's no gold or silver.
Isn't
You know, in
don't you
England, it's
call
like,
the
nothing there.
don't you call
All right.
Canadians Canucks?
No, you
Yeah,
call them
fucking-
English.
What is the etymology of that? Is it from like? Why do you? I'm gonna have to research this right now.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Canucks.
Probably the same reason why you say New Zealanders are Kiwis.
The term Canuck is first recorded in 1835 as an Americanism, originally referring to Dutch Canadians or French Canadians. Where the 50s, the spelling with the C became predominant. Okay, it's Canuck for Canadian. It's not origin. It's not the same as Kanaken, which is what Germans, which is basically the German N-word.
I'm a nigger.
Has the derived meaning of a Canadian pony and a French Canadian patros.
Kanaka is a German word for people from German-speaking countries with roots in Turkey, Arab countries, Persian-speaking countries, or Southern Europe. Where does it? The word is originally derived from the Hawaiian word for human, Kanaka, as is, although its etymology is unclear, possible origins of Canuck include Kanaka derived from the Hawaiian Kanaka. So the word Kanaka is Hawaiian?
I mean, that's America, so yeah.
No, but this is a term we use in Germany. Holy fuck!
Language is weird, dude.
Once
people start getting boats, the origins of language starts getting real funky.
This is pretty cool, though. I had no... This is a word that I use. Despite this, the word is often used in common language and also in hip-hop as a modified synonym to nigger. Similar to... Yeah. Probably when a lot of films get synchronized. No, with an A, the soft A.
It's a soft A and
actually, like the Serdar Somuncu, who's a comedian in Germany. He calls all these like Turks and Middle Eastern people, the ones in the ghetto that do the rap music, Ersatzniggas. So like replacement niggers, so the German niggers, and they actually do sometimes refer to themselves as Kanaken, though I have also seen them referring to themselves as niggers, which is like odd because a lot of them are white. Like there's no the distinction between, like, we have wiggers, but they're not really seen as wiggers. Like, if you grow up in the ghetto, and if you're Russian or you're German, you're not, like, your ethnicity isn't actually as important. You're still, like, actually the thing. You're still a Kanaka, essentially.
Comes off more as cunt to me. That's because I'm English.
That word's like breathing to you.
Well, yeah. Everyone's a cunt.
It's weird that like that's so common in like the UK and Australia, but here it's like one of like the worst words you can say to somebody.
Country matters, mate.
It's because you guys can't take it.
But I mean, there's like words that we say, right, that are seen as just like you go to jail if you say them in fucking
fanny. Fanny pack.
Yeah, exactly.
That just like. It's used over here. It's an old word that we use because this just sounds gay.
Yeah, but fanny isn't like seen as like a sexual thing here, but
it's the fanny.
Honestly, until you said it now, I have not heard it in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty archaic.
Is it?
Like capital. Oh, we lost one.
It's chicken left.
What about Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, he's Austrian, but doesn't that language also have roots in German? My man, Austrians speak German. They just speak straight up German. They have a weird dialect that sounds a lot like Bavarian, but Austrians just speak straight up German. They call it German. They don't call it Austrian.
Where Hitler was speaking Austrian.
Austrians are Germans because they speak German. If you speak
Austrians
German,
are
you're German.
because they're German.
That is the definition of being German.
Is it?
Yeah, that was the original justification for like that the common man had for making a Germany. It's like we're all different people with different cultures, different ethnicities, but we all speak the same language.
Is that why Switzerland wasn't allowed in? Because they speak it really fucking weird?
No, they're just Switzerland. They're just weird. And like Austria would have had to separate from Hungary, but they didn't want to because the Hungarians, they don't speak German. Yeah. So that's why they didn't join, unfortunately. That's one of the like the whole Third Reich is really was caused by like teenage rebellion. Because Hitler was Hitler's father was like an Austrian nationalist. He was like all about Austria, and Hitler was.
Screw you, Dad. I like Germany.
He was like about like the Greater German thing. He was like Austrians are actually Germans because we speak German, which was like really old school at that point still. As far as ideologies go, and that's one of the main things that informed him as a person. And defined him as that he wanted to defy his dad. and that's how he got the Nazis and the Holocaust. It's because shut up, Dad! It's not a phase!
The moral of the story is look after your kids and raise them correctly.
Yeah.
Otherwise they'll just want to genocide an entire population.
Oof.
I mean, I was neglected by my father. He basically abandoned me. So
yeah, I don't think Hitler's
and
father
it's not like
Hitler.
I've suddenly found myself agreeing with people like Thanos and Sephiroth and the Emperor from Star Wars.
I don't understand. I mean, I do understand why, but I don't understand why the Empire in Star Wars had to be racist. Like it was because they were a Nazi analog and they wanted to have a relate it they wanted to code it that way.
Well, we know from
why
story writing in terms of what he wanted it to be a symbol of, but in the universe itself.
Yeah, it would have been more complex if it hadn't been racist.
If the only excuse
then it'd be like rebelling against I don't know.
I think the only thing I can think of is the fact that because of the Clone Wars, the Separatists were very alien, whereas the Coruscant and the Central was very human.
Yeah, no, but there's
not a huge theme in the movies though, really.
Not really, no.
Like there's not like a scene where they're like, oh, these alien scum and shoot a bunch of fucking kids or something. Like,
yeah, no. There's aliens in the Empire, and there's aliens in the Empire that are represented in the Senate. There's aliens in the Empire that work in the fucking army.
In the original Legends, the Thrawn became the Emperor, and he's an alien.
Yeah, but Thrawn is like Thrawn. There's actually, if you in the Thrawn books, of which I've only read the first, it is remarked upon that it's very special that Thrawn is such a high-ranking person, even though he's an alien, and the only reason he could become such a high-ranking person is because he's Chiss, and basically the Chiss look like aliens, like humans a little bit. They just have a different skin color.
Well, he also is like the greatest tactical genius in that entire universe.
Yeah, that also, but but that is for instance one of the books where it's
Disney really doubled down on making everything black and white, and it really doesn't work.
Yeah, but Star Wars was always like that. That's why I liked Rogue One, because it was sort of grey.
That's why I wish they actually did the Thrawn trilogy as the basis for the 3 movies.
Yeah, Thrawn is actually pretty interesting as a character.
I don't know extended Star Wars lore, so I don't know who that is.
It's a blue guy.
Blue man, red eyes, and basically it's take Sun Tzu and make him all applicable to space.
And he works for the Empire.
Okay. Gotcha.
I love how like most writers for Star Wars hated the fact that one guy brought the Emperor back because it kind of defeated the whole point.
Wait, somebody did?
Yeah,
I
there
don't think
was-
it's confirmed yet.
No, I'm on about in Legends. The whole
Oh, gotcha.
Operation Shadow.
In the
Hand.
actual real expanded universe that Disney just was too lazy to read.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said I like the Eclipse Superstar Destroyer, but not the Emperor coming back.
Well, how and why did the Emperor fucking come back?
Basically, on planet in base, he basically had like a bunch of his own clones, and when he died, he transferred his like essence through the Force into those clones.
Oh, I think I read about this on Wikipedia.
Pretty much how I know it all is from Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and search for those really expensive comics now. But I never liked the idea. I thought it was a silly idea.
And the worst thing about...
and him being all powerful and master of the dark side, what does he do? The one attack that can kill him, he brings a giant force storm that can destroy his Superstar Destroyer, which has been invulnerable to this point.
It's like, fuck, I forgot what I wanted to say. The one thing that really bothers me about the expanded universe, and also not just about the expanded universe, but also the non-expanded universe, is how, like, Force users vary in power so much. It's like in one thing they're just, like, literal gods that can do anything, and then another time they have trouble fighting 3 guys with guns.
It's quite funny, to be honest. It does. It's one of those things that you kind of just like take at face value. For instance, it's like episode 4, Obi-Wan only just barely manages a random twirl. Then you play Force Unleashed where you're ripping Star Destroyers at the sky. Like if they never added the midichlorians, you could put it down to like the skill of that person and how connected they are.
Even with the midichlorians, you can put it down to the skill to a degree, but you have that sometimes, like with individual characters. Oh, like fucking like Obi-Wan is clearly a powerful Jedi, but he has trouble defeating 2 like non-Force users, and it is true that both of them are badass as shit. But for him to then be considered so powerful as a Jedi is a bit odd.
Well, it's like, I've read a theory that if Anakin went with Obi-Wan to attack Grievous, Grievous would have won Obi-Wan. But because Anakin wasn't there, Obi-Wan kind of just totally relied on the Force. It's weird. It's one of those things that...
But he shot him with a blaster. I mean, that's how he won. He shot him with a blaster.
Well, if we delve into the expanded universe with Kreia and the fact that sometimes people who aren't connected to the Force are far more capable than those who have the Force. Because, like, Jedi and Sith rely way too much on it.
To, like, sword fight. I mean, to be fair, Grievous has like 4 arms. That's a bit of an advantage.
Apparently not. This is like, even in Legends, there's like discrepancies within its own canon. For instance, before Episode 3 was out, they had the 2D Clone Wars series, which made Grievous out to be a fucking badass who would just destroy even Jedi Masters. But then they did the 3D one where he's a pansy, twiddle the mustache, run away sort of villain.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems.
On that, then like they didn't. He clearly at the beginning, George Lucas didn't know where he wanted to go with Grievous. He just told us he was a Jedi killer, so we went with that, and it's so funny to listen to.
That's one of the like big problems that I have with. It's like generally expanded universes that are written by several writers. Mm-hmm. It's so difficult to get them down consistently because, like, especially with one that's like Star Wars, there's so many fucking books. And like nobody can be expected to read them all, even if they're gonna write in that universe. Like you genuinely cannot expect that. And already they're not consistent. And also, I don't like the fact how little effort is often put into expanded universes. Like, I would really like to get into the Shadowrun books, but I
have no idea where to start with those, honestly.
I heard that none of them are good.
Really?
Except the ones that were written by a guy who died when he was 36 or some shit.
Oh. Like the little short stories you get in the book, those are, like, okay, usually.
Yeah, those are okay. That's yeah.
The problem, well, to be fair, like the thing that used to make Star Wars great was the fact the openness of like the studio to let almost any qualified person make some extended onto Star Wars. With the general consensus of maybe just like make it make sense to everything else, but it was more of a guideline than a rule. Especially at the start. But now it's like Disney seems to want to control everything in almost absolute, and that's why no one likes it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they do. It's an image thing now at this point. Star Wars is a political statement, which Star Wars was always a political statement. Like, let's not.
Yeah, but it was a good one because you had different people with different views were allowed to make.
It's not even about it being a good one, but it's this. Like, it was more in the hands of artists and not so much a corporation that needs to control every aspect of itself.
I mean, you could say to George Lucas, you become the very thing you swore to destroy.
I mean, he's not involved anymore, is he?
Well, no, it's not. But, like, it reached a manifest and then he basically sold it to the thing he was supposed to destroy. Like,
no, look, random interrupt in the chat right now. What makes Star Wars thematically distinct from any generic sci-fi universe? No. A Star Wars story is a Star Wars story because it is set in the Star Wars universe. Just a fiction story that deals with different themes is still set in the real world. Because worlds and universes are complex enough to accommodate more than one theme. This expectation that a whole universe of fiction has to follow certain themes is frankly stupid.
No,
and I fucking hate it.
I've got a better response for the random interrupt, right? The simple thing that makes it distinct from everything else is quite simply put with one image.
That's true. You can't argue that. That's right there.
I actually don't see how that makes it distinct from anything else, but okay.
It's just too iconic at this point. Like, you can't...
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course it's iconic, yeah.
When I think Star Wars at this point, I don't think of, like, the actual nuances in any of its stories. I think Star Destroyers.
I mean, asking what makes Star Wars thematically different from generic sci-fi is kind of like asking what makes Lord of the Rings... how do you differentiate Lord of the Rings from generic fantasy? It's a thing that, like, pioneered the genre. Like, things that seem similar to it are there because they're borrowing or inspired by certain aspects from this original property. If you're asking me what makes a thing like a Star Wars thing, it's just simply the fact that it's in a Star Wars universe.
It says Star Wars on the tin.
When I play,
what separates Alien from the fucking Yuzong Vong invasion in Star Wars?
Like, when I play, like, a Song of Ice and Fire RPG, I don't put magic or dragons in there, even though those things are very integral to Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire as a setting.
That's not what that story's about. What your story's about. It's what the A Song of Ice and Fire story's about. What your
My story is about a bunch of autistic people trying to rule a fucking kingdom.
Yeah. It's like the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There's no fucking there's actually dragon eggs, I think, in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
There are always dragon eggs somewhere.
No, wait, no, there aren't any dragon eggs because there aren't any dragons anymore. No, there's no dragons in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
But then they called Dovahkiin.
For fuck's sake.
I had to go there.
I want to, like, write good Shadowrun fiction. I think Shadowrun deserves good fiction.
Yeah, it's a thing I notice a lot. Is a lot of times there'll be a thing that has like a really good setting, and then it's just not told well in the universe of any like individual stories.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go, hey, what's the quintessential Shadowrun book? Which one should I read?
Yeah, anytime I ask that question, or like, what should I start with? Everyone just always says, "Oh, the first one."
Well, that
like,
usually
okay.
is a default answer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like one that's
The real
was like the
conundrum
first
comes
Shadowrun
when
like
if
novel.
you were asking someone, it's like, oh, I want to get my son into Star Wars. It's like, for the love of God, don't start with one.
I did write a Shadowrun novella. Fuck, it's been over a year that I released it. Actually, it's been pretty much a year since I released it. I think I released it in June. And I mean, I am, of course, working on several others, but I had hoped that I would have released the one that's set in Metropole by now, but it's... Actually, I think I have it open. I actually have it open as a document. I'm writing it. I'm going to read you a sentence from it, from the first draft. Let me see. Let me find a good one. Emil could hear loud arguments, a dozen genres of music, busy kitchens, unbridled fucking, and hollow gunshots from gaming systems resounding from the open windows. That's, from Tudo bem, e você? Yeah. I'm cool.
And I'm sure that means something in Portuguese or whatever.
Yeah, that's tudo bem. Tudo bem is everything's good, and then e você is how about you? And the thing about that is that it's Tudo bem is a show that's run by one of the politicians in Metropole. It's like political propaganda, basically. And then there's also E Voce, which is like the companion show not created by the political propaganda arm, but like independent artists, where they basically make fun of Tudo bem. Because it's usually when you say Tudo bem, the response is E Voce. Yeah, so it's like a play on words in the Shadowrun universe, and that's why the story is named Tudo bem, E Voce.
Gotcha.
Just to let you all know. Star Wars XXX, a porn parody. Please do tell me that the one with the dicks as hair puts those in somewhere, because that would be like a lost opportunity.
You know, I don't know. I have not actually seen this one. I have not gotten in too much into the Star Wars expanded universe.
Ooh, it's more like the expansion universe. Ooh. What is this? Isn't this fucking the one with the people? Yeah.
This one has Rey as a man, like it should be.
Yeah, if Rey was a man, she could be a Mary Sue, because men can just do these things.
Oh.
I fucking hate that they had Gwendolyn Christie in that the Force Awakens. I think was the first one of them, and then
I'd post more of these images, but a lot of them I just can't post.
Okay.
One of them is a black Darth Vader getting sucked off by Leia.
Nice. Nice.
Silence.
Yeah. Shouldn't have said anything.
Zoned out because I'm still pulling stupid random Star Wars bitches.
Oh my god.
He was posting a bunch of random Star Wars stuff, so I decided to contribute.
I don't know, Star Wars is cool, man. I
like Star Wars. I honestly, I don't get into it as much as most other properties. I honestly find the whole expanded universe kind of like daunting, and like I just don't want to get into it.
I like
I
how
like watching the
vast it
movies.
is.
The important stuff is in Empire Wars mod, Thrawn's Revenge. That basically what happens in that is the
I
important
don't want
shit.
to. I don't want to.
It's actually a really good mod. It makes the game
I
far
don't.
better.
I
The
don't wanna.
trick about this type of stuff, especially for like when you play role-playing games and you do like table, like that pen and paper kind of shit, which is the main way that I'm interested in Star Wars in.
By any chance, do you
I played Star Wars RPGs before. First of all,
But like
I hate when any fucking game system this says you have to buy these special dice that only we sell
Oh
to
yes,
play this fucking game.
that is disgusting.
Fucking Star Wars RPG does that shit where you got the yellow dice and the blue dice and the black dice, and you gotta buy all of them because you can't just
by
use a
any
six-sided
chance, you want
die.
about Armada here?
I had to do that shit for Warhammer 40k too back in the day. I think they changed it since, but you used to have to buy like scatter dice for artillery pieces, and you'd have to roll that to see where your artillery would land.
But the trick with doing stories there is to just sort of do small stories. Because genuinely, small stories are more interesting than big stories. And I will say this time and again, the galaxy, who the fuck is that? I don't want to save the galaxy. I'm not invested in the galaxy. I'm invested in the one place that I know. And that's what I'm invested in, this one planet where I know the people. Maybe this one fucking town. There's a huge universe out there. It's vast, it's beautiful, it's fascinating. I don't
Star Wars
care
is the one
about
place is one of the few settings where it's like, hey, this planet. That's the small setting.
Found that in shit posting.
Oh yeah, I've seen that image.
Let's play this. Oh, what the fuck, dude? That's badass.
I wonder if that would work if you gave it like a Wiimote and just have it do Wii bowling.
I wouldn't want to stand near that though if you did that.
No, that would
Jesus
fucking
fuck.
kill you. That would kill you.
Ah, what the fuck, dude?
I've never seen a bowling ball like fire like a ballistic object like that
You
before.
mean a cannonball?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the big problem that I feel like a lot of large scale RPG campaigns have, is that you go around, you save the world, you're not really invested in saving the world because what the fuck is the world anyway?
That was my exact problem with Final Fantasy 15. It set it up way too fast.
Games where like you have to save the world or something like that. That has to be like built up, right? Like I ran a game that it was one of my favorite and least favorite adventure paths for Pathfinder for Dungeons and Dragons. And it was, you start off in a town, right? And it's like besieged by demons. And so you're like going through this like post-apocalyptic town trying to like just survive. And then afterwards you start getting like more and more powerful from these artifacts. And it eventually ends up you like doing like this huge epic shit, but you've built up from there.
Yeah.
Because you save the town you were in and yourselves. Then you go and you liberate like another town from this. And then you go and you start like fighting powerful spellcasters and cultists and things like that. And then you start having to go to the actual like
Ironically,
abyss.
this is probably the problem with recent again, Star Wars games is like, oh, we need to save everyone. It's like, this is why people wanted the bounty hunter game. They don't want to save people. They want to rip them off.
I want to play. Yeah, I wanted the bounty hunter one because it felt like it would actually have like personal stories and personal investments. That is how Mass Effect did the whole "we saved the galaxy" thing. Is if you don't do it, all of these people that you love are gonna die.
Yeah,
I didn't care about. I didn't want to save the galaxy because I wanted to save the galaxy.
Because you did 2 arbitrary quest 21.
I wanted to save the galaxy because I didn't want Morden to fucking die. That's why I saved the galaxy. I didn't want Liara to bite the dust.
I didn't save the galaxy because I didn't play Mass Effect.
It's very good, and I highly
I only
recommend
cared
it.
about
I've heard,
Miranda because I'm shallow.
I played Dragon Age. I didn't play Mass Effect though.
I sided with the Geth because I didn't do enough of the good shit. I sided with the Geth when they had the conflict because I'm like, guys fucked up.
Well,
It's like-
the Geth have a point.
The Geth are innocent.
They're like,
They didn't do
dude,
nothing.
you enslaved us for like a long time. And we're
The-
like, we
the
don't.
thing is,
We're
even after
machines.
that,
We
we're
don't
like,
function
we-
like you do.
Like, even then, they were like, look, we've preserved your planet. You can come back whenever.
I mean, you know. When the flotilla actually did show up, they started shooting at it, but yeah. I always tried to save both of them. That's the optimal outcome.
Well, that's when you have enough light side point. You can.
or enough
you're-
dark side points. It's mostly about the decisions you made in previous games.
I did, but like it said, it wasn't available. You haven't got enough arbitrary points. Oh, am I too grey?
I don't like point systems for morality.
I don't.
That's not usually a thing I like.
I prefer
Yeah.
it's based
It's one of
on,
the things I like about Shadowrun is that morality is so gray in that.
It's about, but like in Mass Effect, it's about reputation. So if you have like a hero's reputation or a bad guy's reputation, then you get certain dialogue options where you
Yeah, I
can
get
play
that.
into your reputation.
Yeah.
I would prefer like it's based on like those personal interactions with people.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
it
do this,
should
you'll-
be based on that primarily. That's true.
Hey, I gotta go because I got 4th of July shit to do.
Ooh,
Freedom.
fireworks, my man. Yeah, we've actually been streaming for over 90 minutes. Nobody else has decided to show up.
What losers?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
lost
man.
in it.
They're missing out on shitting on the English.
Man,
guy.
Burger, I don't know how you're gonna handle all these new patrons that you got.
I love how ever since we got the new patrons, nobody's coming to these anymore.
Maybe everyone just thinks that like, oh man, I don't want to go to Fast Food Thursday. There's gonna be like 20 people there, and then no one shows up.
I joined into the whole fast food thing, thinking I can annoy people with my Britishness,
Yeah, and here you are.
and then no
Well, you
one's
know what?
here.
On this Great America Day, I'm taking this tea right here. I'm gonna go dump it in the lake behind my house.
I will
Have
find
fun
you.
with that.
Do it.
Do
It's-
like
I
a
got-
cold brew, and then in like a week, the whole tea is gonna smell like Earl Grey.
It's not Earl Grey. I do have Earl Grey, but I'm not gonna throw that in the fucking river. That's for me.
It's like he's trying to be American, but at the same time, the English
Trying so hard.
is corrupting him.
Whoa,
I'm not
Rendini, you're
gonna-
50.
also, I'm not
You're
gonna
50.
all
Well,
this
hold
your
on,
way.
hold
I'm
on, hold on,
throwing,
hold on, hold on. Your $50 subscribe star tier, you get the same benefits. Just contact me. A subscribe star just doesn't have a bot. Like, let me know and I'll contact me on Discord. I'll give you rank and everything. Like, it's just because subscribe
Someone's
star
been
doesn't,
shilling out to Burger without getting the benefits.
doesn't have a functional bot. It says this on the subscribe star page, is that you get the same benefits as you do on Patreon. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's it for today for Fast Food Thursday. We're going to see each other again on the 19th because I'm doing 2 of these a month now.
Drink iron brew.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. And basically, yeah, but there's a separate role for being here. Hit me up in like a PM, Rendilly. And basically, see you around, cunts.